Have you ever sat across from someone and thought, what's on their mind? Imagine if you could tell how people feel or what they want just by noticing tiny signs without them saying anything at all. Today, we're jumping into a skill almost everyone secretly wants to have, the ability to read minds. Now don't worry, this isn't about magic or spooky powers. When we say read minds, we mean something real, based on science and how people think. It's about understanding someone so well that you can feel what's going on inside them, even if they're barely saying a word. Think about it. How many times have you wished you knew what someone was feeling or thinking? Maybe your friend looked upset, but you couldn't figure out why. Or you were in an interview and really wanted to know if you were doing okay? What if you could catch all those quiet clues without much effort? That's the magic of reading minds. In this video, we'll show you how to start noticing these hidden signals. It's not some trick, it's a mix of psychology, reading body language, feeling empathy, and staying present. These are strong tools, and with practice, they can help you connect better with people. Whether you want to understand your friends and family, build stronger bonds, or feel more sure in social situations, these tricks can really help. When we talk with others, we give off tiny signs all the time. It could be in the way we speak, move, or even pause during a sentence. These small hints say more than we think, and often more than words do. Getting better at seeing these signs takes careful watching, kindness, and practice, but anyone can learn it. In fact, you're probably already picking up on some without even knowing it. You just need to pay attention, and your skill will grow. In this video, we'll go over 4 strong methods to help you begin reading minds. 1. Body language basics. This is about spotting how people move or react without meaning to. We'll go over posture, faces, and little movements that show real feelings. 2. The art of listening past the words. Listening isn't just about hearing, it's about picking up tone, pauses, and how someone speaks. 3. Empathy and gut feelings as tools. Empathy helps you feel what others feel and notice their quiet emotions too. 4. How mindfulness helps you read people. Being aware and present lets you sense small mood or energy shifts in others. Getting good at these skills can totally change your talks and relationships. Imagine knowing your friend is hiding something, even when they smile and say, "I'm fine." Or sensing your coworker's excitement when they say very little. This isn't about control. It's about real, deep connection with the people in your life. It's about bringing more care, understanding, and awareness into every moment, and becoming someone who truly gets others. So let's jump into the first skill of mind reading. Body language. Blinking is one of those things our bodies do without thinking, and once you notice it, it's super interesting. Now think about how someone stands or sits, their posture. It can show confidence or how they feel in the moment. If their shoulders are relaxed and they're sitting up straight, they're likely feeling calm or sure of themselves. But if they cross their arms or turn slightly away, it might mean they're feeling guarded or even bored. Even small things like leaning toward or away from you can tell you a lot. Leaning in shows they're into the talk, but leaning back could mean they're unsure or not that into it. Then there's what people do with their hands. Hand movements show emotion in a big way. If someone talks with their hands open, palms facing up, It usually means they're being honest and open, they're not hiding anything. But if they start fidgeting, like touching their face or hair, it can mean they're nervous, unsure, or just a bit uneasy. Now let's talk about facial expressions, especially the tiny quick ones. These are called micro-expressions. They're super short expressions people make before they can hide them, and they can tell you a lot. Like when someone is really happy, you'll see those small lines near the eyes, and their cheeks rise. If they're surprised, you might catch their eyes open wider, and their eyebrows pop up a little. Disgust is easy to spot. It shows up with a wrinkled nose, or the upper lip pulling up, like something smells bad. Noticing these quick facial hints takes practice, but once you get it, it's like unlocking a hidden message. And let's not forget about smiles. Not every smile means real happiness. There's a big difference between a true smile and one that's just polite. A real one, called a Duchenne smile, uses both the mouth and the eyes. You'll see the crinkles near the eyes, and that's how you know it's real joy. But a fake or polite smile, it usually only moves the mouth, without the eyes joining in. It also doesn't last as long and feels more stiff. Understanding body language. Even when we don't speak, our bodies talk all the time. Sometimes these signs are even louder than our words. Once you know what to notice, you'll be shocked at how much you can pick up just from one simple gesture. One of the strongest ways to read minds is by noticing body language. Our bodies often show how we feel, even when we try to hide it. It might be a look, a small movement, or how someone stands. These quiet actions can tell you a lot, sometimes more than what someone says out loud. Once you start seeing these signs, it's like gaining a whole new ability. Let's begin with some basic body language clues. Little movements people make without knowing, and what they might mean. So, let's begin with eye contact. You've probably heard people say, the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? Well, it's true in many ways. Eye contact, or not having it, can say a whole lot. If someone keeps looking into your eyes, it often means they're interested and paying attention. But if they stare a bit too hard, it could mean they're trying to seem powerful or even challenge you. Now, if someone avoids eye contact or keeps looking down, it might show they're nervous, shy, or unsure. Even how often a person blinks can be a sign. They may be stressed or uneasy, especially if they blink more during a chat. Now, eyebrows say a lot too. Raised brows can mean surprise, interest, or even doubt, depending on what's going on. But when someone pulls their brows together, it often shows they're thinking hard, worried, or maybe even annoyed. Now, have you ever seen people copy each other's moves while talking? That's called mirroring. It's when someone starts doing the same things as the person they're talking to, like the same hand gesture or way of sitting. It's a natural way to show connection. When people feel at ease, they copy each other without even trying. If you see someone matching how you move, like crossing their legs after you, or leaning in when you do, it's a sign they feel connected. They might even match how fast or loud you talk. It's like their body is saying, I get you. Mirroring builds a feeling of closeness, without anyone saying a word. And here's a cool tip. You can even use mirroring on purpose to build connection. By gently matching someone's body language, you can make them feel more comfortable with you. But keep it soft. Don't copy too much or it'll feel weird. And here's something else. If someone was matching you and suddenly stops or pulls back, it might mean something changed. Like maybe they got uncomfortable or didn't agree with something. Watching these shifts lets you feel the flow of the conversation without needing to hear a word. 2. The art of listening. Alright, we've talked about body language, but another huge part of reading minds is learning how to listen. Not just hearing words, but catching the feelings and thoughts behind them. Listening deeply is one of the most powerful tools for understanding people, but it's often ignored. A lot of times, what someone says is just the surface. To really understand, you have to go past the words and notice what's around them. Let's dig into what it really means to listen well, and how noticing tone, pauses, and even quiet moments can tell you more than words ever could. First, let's talk about active listening. It sounds easy, but most people don't really do it. True listening means being fully there, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It's about paying close attention without jumping in to fix or judge. One way to practice this is by repeating what someone says in your own words. Not word for word, but just summarizing their feelings. Like, if someone shares a struggle, you might say, "So it seems like you're feeling stressed because..." This shows them you're listening and helps clear up any confusion. Silence can be super powerful too. When there's a pause, don't rush to fill it. That quiet space lets the other person think or open up more deeply. Let it be silent for a bit, and you might hear something even more real. Listening isn't just about what's said, it's also about how it's said. Tone of voice changes everything. Take "I'm fine" for example. It can sound honest, or like the total opposite. Listen for shifts in pitch, speed, and loudness. If someone talks slower or softer than usual, they might be feeling low or serious. If they're louder and fast, it could mean they're excited or maybe anxious. If what they say doesn't match how they say it, there's often something deeper going on. Asking questions helps too, but ask the right kind. Instead of, "Are you okay?" try, "What's been on your mind lately?" Open-ended questions invite real answers. You can also ask clarifying questions to gently learn more. If someone says they feel overwhelmed, you could ask, "What part is the hardest right now?" These kinds of questions show care and help people feel heard. One of the hardest things about listening is not judging. When someone shares something deep, we often want to give advice or fix it fast. But to truly connect, you need to listen with an open heart. Try to feel what they feel, instead of forming opinions or solutions. This creates a safe space where people can be real, without fear. Sometimes, people don't want advice at all, they just want to feel seen. So you can ask, "Would it help if I just listened, or do you want my thoughts?" That simple question gives them control and shows respect for their feelings. Listening beyond words changes everything. It's not just hearing, it's understanding. When you listen like this, you catch the real message behind the talk. Talking isn't just about words, it's about creating real connection. So next time you're in a conversation, try this kind of deep listening. You might be surprised how much more you understand and how much closer you feel. 3. Empathy and gut feelings. Up until now, we've covered body language and listening, two strong ways to understand others better. But there's another key skill in reading minds, and that's empathy. Empathy helps us feel what others feel, to see things the way they do. And from empathy comes this almost magical sense of knowing what someone's going through, even if they don't say it. When we use empathy, we're stepping into their emotional world. It's not about guessing, it's about feeling what's behind their words or actions. It's about feeling with them, not just feeling for them. Let's look at how using empathy and building your gut instinct can totally change how you understand others. Empathy begins with one fundamental shift: stepping into someone else's world. It means imagining what it's like to be them, not from your perspective, but from theirs. For instance, if someone is feeling anxious before a big event, don't evaluate whether you would feel that way. Instead, ask yourself, what might that moment feel like for them? One of the easiest ways to tap into empathy is by drawing from shared emotional experiences. Maybe you've never had their exact situation, but you've likely felt something similar: nervousness, disappointment, excitement. Reflecting on your own emotional memories helps you relate more naturally to theirs. Another powerful part of empathy is validating emotions. A simple, sincere statement like, "That sounds really tough," or "I can understand why you'd feel that way," tells the other person, you're not alone in this. Validation doesn't mean you're agreeing with everything they say. It means you respect how they feel. Then there's active empathy, when you not only understand someone's feelings but show it through your actions. This could mean checking in on them later, offering support without them asking, or just being present when they need you. Active empathy builds trust. It transforms surface-level interactions into meaningful, supportive relationships. As you develop empathy, your intuition also starts to sharpen. You begin to notice subtle emotional signals, like a forced smile, a clenched fist, or a distant tone of voice, and your gut tells you something's off. That's intuition at work. It's your brain picking up on patterns and emotions that aren't being openly expressed. Over time, you'll recognize when emotions don't match someone's words. Maybe they say, "I'm fine," but you feel tension in their voice or see hesitation in their posture. That's your cue to gently probe, to open a door for them to share more. "Are you sure? I'm here if you want to talk." This doesn't mean assuming or overanalyzing. It means being open, observant, and compassionate. The more you practice empathy and trust your emotional instincts, the more naturally you'll understand people, even when they're trying to hide what they're really feeling. Empathy isn't about solving problems. It's about being present. And sometimes, just knowing that someone truly gets you is more powerful than any advice. Empathy and intuition together become a quiet but powerful superpower. They allow you to sense what others are going through without needing a full explanation. And that can change the way you connect. With friends, family, colleagues, even strangers. Recognizing shared emotions is like learning a language of the heart. It's not loud, but it's deeply felt. And when you tune into it, you build deeper, more authentic relationships. Because you're no longer just reacting to what people say, you're responding to what they feel. Being able to do that starts with one habit: paying attention. Staying tuned in and attentive to what's underneath the surface now. Let's talk about intuition, which feels like a close cousin to empathy. Intuition is that gut feeling you get about what someone might be feeling, often even when you have no real proof. It's that inner nudge telling you something's not quite right, or that a friend is going through something tough, even when they haven't said a word. Intuition partly grows through empathy, but it also comes from your life journey and paying close attention. Over time, if you keep watching how people act, their body language, and how their emotions show up, your intuition gets sharper. If you've seen someone go quiet when they're upset, you'll likely spot that same pattern in someone else later. Sometimes, you'll just sense a shift in someone's vibe. They might be quieter than usual or not engaging like they normally do. That's your intuition noticing a change. Even though intuition isn't always 100% right, it can guide you powerfully. If you feel like something's wrong, it's totally okay to gently check in or offer your support. Most people will really appreciate that you cared enough to notice. A great way to grow your intuition is to think back on times when your instincts were right. Remember moments when you felt something was off and later found out you were spot on? With time, you'll start to believe in those gut feelings more. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean jumping on every hunch, but it does mean letting it gently lead you when it feels like something's being left unspoken. While empathy and intuition are amazing tools for bonding with others, it's super important to use them with care. That means not crossing personal lines or digging into things someone isn't ready to share. If you can tell someone's not ready to talk, the best thing you can do is just be there. Let them know you're around whenever they need you. Empathy isn't about making someone talk. It's about creating a space where they feel safe enough to open up when they're ready. And with intuition, even though it can be powerful, remember it's still personal and can be wrong. So don't jump to conclusions. Always try to let people share what they feel in their own time and way. Empathy and intuition help us feel truly understood, and anyone can build these skills. When we practice empathy, we connect deeply, feeling with others, not just for them. And with intuition, we notice the small things that words might miss. Together, these two make up the heart of what some call mind reading, not because you hear someone's exact thoughts, but because you feel what they feel alongside them. With these tools, you're not just becoming better at reading people, you're becoming better at understanding them. It brings you closer, helps build trust, and strengthens relationships. So the next time you're with someone, lean into empathy. Picture yourself in their shoes. Feel the mood they're bringing into the room, and watch for the small signs they're giving off. You might be surprised how much more you notice, even if they don't say a single word. For mindfulness. Now that we've talked about body language, listening, empathy, and intuition, let's dive into something super important: mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness means being right here, in the moment, fully aware. It's such a powerful tool when you want to truly understand people. A lot of times, we're so caught up in our own thoughts and feelings, we miss the little signs others are showing us. Mindfulness helps you tune in better. It lets you notice the small changes in someone's behavior, energy, or even their face, things that you might normally overlook. When you're mindful, you're really with the other person, not off in your own world. And when you're fully present, you'll start picking up on things like a tiny pause, a shift in their tone, or a quick look of discomfort. Mindfulness sharpens your ability to see people for real. One of the most powerful ways to practice mindfulness? Be fully there during conversations. So often, we're only half listening because we're thinking about what we'll say next, or we're distracted. Mindfulness tells you, drop all that. Be in the moment. Here's a simple thing to try before talking with someone. Just take a few deep breaths. Calm yourself. Then focus fully on them while they speak. Don't rush to respond. Just listen. Soak it in. When someone feels your full attention, they feel safe. It makes the whole conversation feel more real, and they'll likely trust you more and open up. Mindfulness also means not getting swept up by your own emotions or judgments. If someone says something that stings or triggers something inside you, just notice that feeling, but don't let it control the moment. Let it pass. Keep listening. This helps you avoid misunderstandings or putting your own emotions onto what they're saying. Mindfulness also helps you catch those tiny behavior changes that can mean something deeper. Maybe someone's voice suddenly drops, or they pull back a little. That might be discomfort or doubt. Being mindful helps you see those shifts without jumping to conclusions. Just watch and stay present. When you spot a moment like this, it's a chance to respond with empathy. Maybe ask gently, "Hey, is everything okay?" Or give them a little space if they seem uneasy. Mindful observation is about tuning into how they feel, not to judge them, but to support them. Let's say you're in a group and one person goes quiet. If you're being mindful, you might pick up on that and realize they're feeling left out or overwhelmed. By catching these signs, you can bring them back into the moment, showing them they matter. A huge part of mindfulness is learning how to just watch without reacting. That's super powerful. Say someone makes a sharp comment. Instead of snapping back, a mindful person just lets it sit, pauses, and wonders what's behind it. Maybe they're stressed or upset. By not reacting right away, you give them and yourself space. And sometimes they'll calm down or explain what they meant. This kind of calm presence can even stop conflicts from growing. Want to try it? Next time you feel your emotions rising, pause. Take a breath. That short break helps you respond with more clarity and kindness. When you stay present like this in conversations, people feel it. It builds trust. They're more open with you because you're really listening, not judging or checking out. Imagine you're with a friend going through something hard. If you're mindful, you'll catch those small signs, the way their voice cracks or how they're holding their shoulders. That attention can be more comforting than any advice you might give. Mindfulness helps you be there with people in a calm, caring way. It makes them feel safe and seen, and that creates powerful, real relationships. Here are a few mindfulness practices to help. 1 quick body check. Before a chat, check in with yourself. Are you holding tension? Let it go. This helps you be more present. 2 breathing plus listening. While talking, focus gently on your breath. It keeps you grounded so you can truly hear the other person. 3 mindful reflection. After a talk, take a moment. What did you notice? How did they sound? What did their body say? For empathy in action, if you think someone feels something but hasn't said it, pause and put yourself in their shoes. What might they be feeling? By practicing these, you'll become better at spotting feelings and intentions. The point isn't to overanalyze, just to stay open to the messages people naturally give off. Mindfulness isn't just for stress relief. It's a real tool for connecting with people. When you're really present, you see what's behind the words. You get a glimpse of the real person. So, as you go about your day, bring mindfulness into your chats. Watch carefully. Listen fully. With time, you'll not only get better at reading people, but also grow deeper bonds that feel real and lasting. So we've now gone through some amazing ways to understand people better, from body language and listening to empathy and mindfulness. But here's something really important. If you're going to use these skills to deeply understand others, you have to use them ethically. Mind reading, as we've been calling it, isn't about uncovering secrets. It's about creating meaningful connections. That means you've got to respect people's boundaries, use empathy to support, not control, and always make sure you're helping, not manipulating. Let's walk through how to do this the right way. First up, respect is key. When you begin to understand someone better, it's tempting to feel like you know what's going on in their life. But remember, no matter what you sense, they still have a right to privacy. If a friend or coworker seems down but doesn't want to talk, respect that. You can say, "I'm here if you want to chat," but don't push for details. It's okay to ask if they're okay, but if they say, "I'm fine," respect that and give them space. That kind of respect builds deep trust, and when they are ready to talk, they'll come to you. One of the biggest mistakes in people reading is using it to control situations. You might want to be liked or to persuade someone, but don't use your skills to sway people into decisions that are better for you than for them. If someone seems unsure, don't try to twist that doubt to your advantage. Instead, support them. Listen. Be a safe space. When you're honest and supportive, people sense your authenticity, and that builds strong, lasting trust. Another key part of ethical people reading? Respecting consent. Just because you notice someone feels off doesn't mean you have to bring it up. If you see a friend looking tense, you might gently ask, "Want to talk?" But if they say no, that's it. Take them at their word. It's not your job to fix everything. Sometimes people need time and space, and it's kind to let them have that. Let them choose if or when to open up. That's what consent means. Empathy is powerful, but use it to connect, not control. If someone seems nervous, it's good to offer calm reassurance. But don't use their feelings to push your own agenda. Empathy should help people feel seen, not manipulated. When used with care, empathy is a gift that deepens relationships and helps others feel truly understood. One of the best things you can do? Encourage honest conversation. Instead of assuming you know what someone's feeling, ask. Say something like, "You seem a little off today. I'm here if you want to talk." This shows them it's safe to open up, and it removes the need for guessing. Honest, open communication makes every connection stronger. At its heart, people reading is about understanding others in ways that strengthen your bonds. When you focus on respect, consent, and empathy, you're using your skills for good. These tools are meant to build trust, not take control. So always check in with your heart. If you're using these skills to truly care, to give space, and to invite openness, then you're doing it right. Understanding others is a skill that can deeply enrich our relationships. It allows us to move beyond surface-level conversations and connect on a more human, emotional level. As you begin practicing the techniques we've covered, whether it's reading body language, listening more attentively, or cultivating mindfulness, remember this: the goal isn't to dig for secrets or analyze people like puzzles. It's about recognizing and honoring each person's unique experience and creating a space where they feel safe, seen, and supported. If you're feeling inspired to apply these skills, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and let me know which technique you're most excited to try out first. And if this video gave you something valuable, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more content on building deeper connections with yourself and others. Feel free to share this with friends who might also want to strengthen their people reading skills. Because when we all strive to understand one another better, we help create a more compassionate and connected world. Thanks for watching. And always remember, every interaction is an opportunity to lead with empathy, stay present, and treat others with genuine respect. Here's to understanding others and ourselves a little more with each new day. If these words touched something deep inside you, share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your journey. If you found peace or strength in these words, please like this video and share it with someone who might need it today. Your support helps us spread more light, more wisdom, and more compassion in a world that truly needs it. Until next time, stay mindful, stay strong, and never stop growing.